Hello everyone, it is Sunday the 7th of April and it's my birthday month and Calico's birthday month and Miss Tea and Stitch's birthday month, so I'm going to celebrate by starting a bird cross-stitch kit, and I will be starting this one. I did originally choose a different kit, but it was an anchor / coats, and I didn't have any Ada. I didn't have any even weave to replace the Ada in the kit, and well, it's an anchor kit, so there's like a lot of partial backstitch. So I'm going to order the even weave for that kit. I think I would really enjoy stitching it, but right now I'm going to focus on this one. This is Inviting Holiday Wreath in the Dimensions Gold Petite series, and I need to sort the thread. So I'm going to use this beautiful bird thread organizer that I stitched myself from a kit, or from a chart and base, but not the threads. Yeah, it was a lot of fun making this, so I'm excited to use it finally. I hope there are less than 32 colors in this, otherwise I'm going to be really disappointed. But yeah, that is what I am up to, and I will let you know, I will show you, I guess, when I get started, where I get to, and the rest of the stuff for the month. I know it's been a while. Since we've talked, like a really long while. I've been working on two pieces that I can't really show, and a couple of other pieces that I totally could. I mean, I can show them. One of them is a commission piece for my dad, and one of them is a present for my new boyfriend. And I don't want either of them, I don't want my new boyfriend to see the picture before it's ready. It is huge, a full coverage. And the one I'm working for my dad is also a full coverage, but that's a gift for some people that he knows, then I'm very sure that they would not find this channel. So I could probably show that one, and I might start doing so, just because otherwise there is no content on this channel. But yeah, so that's all from me. I am so believably out of practice with filming for YouTube. I almost forgot again to give you an update. But it's now Tuesday night, so I've worked on this Sunday, Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday. And again, this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I am dying to stitch a cardinal, but because, as you all know, I go middle to top left, and then I work my way down. So no cardinals as of yet. Dun, dun, dun. But this is how far I got. So I've actually hit the top left corner, which I'm really excited about. I don't know if you can really see it. It's very, very pale blue. But I actually had to redo this, so I made a mistake here when I went round. And when I triangulated, when I got back round, it was wrong, and I had to rip it all out and do it again, which was frustrating. But like I was saying to my friend, Miss Tea and Stitches, I always like to frog immediately, or else it just gets, like, the not wanting to do it gets worse and worse over time. So now I'm probably going to work from left to right, top to bottom, which is the typewriter method, within the top left corner, following threads wherever I feel like. So the next color will be, I'm actually really excited about doing these trees in the background. They look so cute. I've been dying to stitch all day. I just wanted to come home and stitch. But I had to work, so it was good that I was in the office today. Otherwise I might have had a lot more breaks than normal. But yeah, so that's where we're at, and I will see you again in a couple of days to give you an update. Today is Friday, and I have the day off from work, so I will be spending a lot of today stitching. I've already been stitching for about half an hour, and I managed to finish off, well, I'll show you. I managed to finish off the browns in this fence post, so this is what we're looking like so far. And I'm going to add the back stitch now. The colors are a little bit more muted between the trees and the background than I expected them to be. A little bit lighter on the trees, I think, but I hope that you can still see the trees, and I hope that I did the colors correctly. But yes, so I will be, I don't know why I keep covering up my own stitching. I will be adding the cording for the left fence post and around the hinge or the lock. The latch, I think. Or, yeah, the other side has the hinges, right? Today, I always start in the left corner, as I said in the last clip, which is hilarious because there are no, like, pretty much no birds. There's 2 birds in the top left corner, and 1 bird in the top right, so I am birdless. But I will continue and get some cording in for the fences, which I'm really excited about because it looks super cute. It is charted to be backstitch, but I am going to cord because it's all the way along, and I'm fairly sure that's what this person did. If they didn't, actually they might even have just done 1 long stitch. Yeah, I think it might actually be 1 long stitch, but I don't like doing that because they can move so easily, so I will do cording, I think. But I will try it on the left-hand fence post and then show you what it looks like when we come back. But I need to finish this colour first. It's just the end of the next fence post. Yeah, it looks pretty good, huh? I'm actually surprised by how much work I've done on this. I clearly needed a new start and didn't know it, so I'm really glad I had one. Si tú es mi novio, no mira. No mires. Okay, I tried. We did our best here. Okay, so this is the piece I'm working on for my current partner. Stop listening if you are listening, and definitely don't look. It's a full coverage of Puerto Rico. This is place where he grew up and has lived. So it's a map of Puerto Rico with a skyline from the island. I've been working on this since this was my New Year, New Day start, and I've been working on this ever since. It's gorgeous. I only changed 1 color, which is this one here, into this one here because I felt like the green, like it kind of blended in with the other greens. Otherwise, this is all as charted. There is no back stitching except for a very small part over here. So, oh, sorry, over here in the windows. So, yeah, I'm really loving this piece. It's very blocky. It's very easy to work on when I'm tired, and yeah, it's very different to dimensions. You can go through multiple threads without even like changing color. But yeah, it's really, really beautiful. So I'm about halfway. I think here is halfway. So almost halfway, not about halfway, but all right, I will get back to stitching. Hello, it's me again. I hope you weren't expecting anyone else. It is now Saturday the 13th of April. Is it the 13th of April? It is the 13th of April. And I'm still working on this lovely piece, Inviting Holiday Wreath. And as you can see, I've come a long way since we last chatted. We're doing little else. So since we last chatted, I believe I have filled in more of the sky, more of the trees, done all of the sign, including the welcome, and started on this green down here, in 2 shades of green and a half cross. And also I filled in some of the pine cones, which I just did now, including this one down here, but these 2 here. So it no longer looks like a heart. Sorry about that. And this is a bird, this missing section of stitches right here, up here. And also this tiny little missing bit here is a bird's head. So that's exciting. But I'm focusing on the top left corner, so I'm not going to do this bird yet. But I might be able to do this one in 1 or 2 more colours. And I switched photocopies, so I use a photocopy of the chart. I can show you just a very small smidgen there, and I highlight as I go. But I only managed to get the very much the top left corner, and I realised, like, not at all, like it ended, let's see. That's better. It's a bit glary, but hang on, let me find an angle of it. It ended here, but the other photocopy of the top right half was like this. So I was like, I should probably swap to the other copy. So I'm using the other copy now of the top right half. But it's looking really nice. It's looking really good. I'm very, very happy with how it's looking. And that's even without, you know, I would love to do the back stitch around the sign, for example, and specifically around the lock on the gate. But I cannot because not all the colours are in place to do that. So I'm going to keep on doing the stitching, and then I'll do the back stitch. I wanted to do all of the fence back stitch, but I still had thread left over when I hit the end of the stitches. So I was like, oh, I should probably stop. And this thread down here is just because the last stitch I managed to stitch was this one, and it's impossible to end the thread when it's so close to the hoop end. So, but yeah, still having a blast on this one. I'm going to keep stitching away and hopefully work some more either on the pine cones at the top or those 2 birds top left of the wreath. Or maybe just the wreath. Also, these berries are going to kill me. If you see this like random red stitches everywhere, those might be the last stitch. I wish they could be the last stitches that I do, but they're backstitched. And I usually like to do backstitch before French knots, so we'll see. And I like to backstitch as I go, so we'll see. But I think they're the same colour as the French knots there. Not 100% sure because I have my copy of the key, another photocopy, is cut off at the bottom because I didn't expect to be doing French knots. So I'll check whether it's this. If it's the same colour, then I'll just do them all at the same time. Same colour and same number of strands of thread. All right. I'm going to stop stitching now and go get some cereal, I think, because it's quite late. It's 9:30 p.m. and I deserve some cereal. Hello again, it is Sunday afternoon and this is how far we are. So I managed to stitch some of the bird finally. So there's a little bit of cardinal here, but there's a lot of grey bird here. I don't know why it's dark for you. Maybe hang on. Is that better? Yes, that's better. Okay, I was covering the light sensor. So I managed to stitch some of this bird here and then added the back stitch for the left of the sign and along the bottom, the pine cones and this bird, just the top of his head, but mostly the latch. So the pine cones are looking so good. The next colour that I should stitch using my method is this red. The other red from the berries, which was not the colour of the, neither of them were the colour of the French knots, by the way. Fun fact. And then I also managed to do just a tiny bit of this bird right here. So that's very exciting. I'm not sure where I'm going to go next, whether I'm going to, I'm fairly sure I'm just going to stitch this bird, but you never know. I should also add some dark green here because it looks so weird. There's just like a missing bit. I'm so happy that I had the time and energy to backstitch today because it looks adorable. So I couched here and I backstitched here. I'm not sure really that there is that much of a difference. I was also like, when I was doing the brown up here, when I was couching, I was like, oh no, yeah, won't that use like double the thread? But I forgot that backstitching like is the same amount of thread because you're going back over yourself all the time. Which I remembered when I backstitched the latch. I was like, wait a minute. So no harm, no foul there. And I will couch the rest of the sign when I do the top. Because when it's one long stitch, like it is here, at the top of the sign, I don't like the look of backstitch as much. But when it's lots of changes, obviously, like when you're doing the pine cones, then I'm not gonna not backstitch. But I'm loving the shading on this. It really looks delightful and I'm having a blast with it. So hopefully I will continue. I did not serge or close the edges. So I'm kind of regretting that now, but we'll see if I manage to do it or not before I finish the piece at this rate. But yeah, this is just a delight to stitch. It's all 2 strands. There are a lot of blends. So here's the cross stitch and there are 3 blends. And then here is the half stitch. And there are 4 blends. So a surprising amount is blended, like the trees, all of the wood, and some at the pine cone was blended. Some of the green is blended. So far, none of the birds have been blended. So that's interesting. I'm not sure if they will be or not. But yeah, I think I will actually finish this like first page before I even consider moving on to anything else. I'm really close. It's here. And then just above the bird here, so there, that's the first page-ish. So I'm really not that far away. Like it's just this section here where the second bird is, and then there's quite a lot of greenery to fill in, but that's no problem. So yeah, really enjoying it. And this little shark magnet up here is from Morgan, Miss Teen Stitches. All right, I will update you if I do more, if and when. And this is officially 50% complete. So I'm going to put it away now because my partner is actually coming here for my birthday. So I'm going to hide this somewhere in my house, but I'm really glad that I hit 50% before I did so. And also I should work on this more often. It's really easy to work on. Hello, it is Saturday the 20th of April. And I didn't work on it much this week at all because actually my partner did not come visit, but I did have a work conference. So this is how far we are. So you can see I've got quite a lot of this cardinal in the middle. And I've started work, I think I said before, on this bird, and I've moved the greenery down as well. So I think only really this part is missing. This part right here. And then I finished the top left corner of the whole piece. We'll be done with the whole piece. And no, I will be done with the full top left corner. So a quarter of the piece will be done. A lot more, I think. More than a quarter is probably done now. But obviously not all in the same place. I am tempted to put this away and try some full coverage, although this is kind of full coverage. But you know what I mean. At some point, but I am also really enjoying it. So I'm definitely going to backstitch the top left before I put it away. Where I can, like obviously at the top of this sign I can't backstitch because it's kind of dependent on the rest of it. But I can definitely put a thread of black into the birds here, for example. And the greenery, there is a lot of backstitch. If you can see here under the red stitches, and there's a lot here in the greenery to give the appearance of branches, and you can see a lot here, for example. So even though I think there's only the two birds and some greenery and maybe two berries left to do, I think there's still something like 8 colours in that really small section before the quarter is complete. So I will still have lots of stitching to do before I can tell you that I've finished and I'm switching projects. But it's lovely, isn't it? It's just gorgeous. I must go to bed for it's late and I have to go running tomorrow. But this is my progress as of the end of Sunday. As you can see, I've managed to extend some of the birds, especially around here. I've done a lot of green work, I believe. It's been like 24 hours since I last filmed. No, but it's like 11 p.m, so I have kind of forgotten what I last filmed. But I'm fairly sure I added all of this dark green here, and maybe even, maybe it was just a dark green. Yeah, I think it was just this is like a blend of dark green and dark grey here. It looks so gorgeous. I can't wait to finish this bird, but I'm torturing myself into finishing, I think, like the 5 other colours before I do the black. Because once I do, of course, this bird's head, and this bird's head, and this bird's head, it's all backstitch to bring the birds to life in the same colour, so I wouldn't have to like start my thread over. And then I will be done with this quarter, as I said yesterday. But I sense another week of intense goals incoming. So for those of you who don't know, I do something called a 12-week year. It's quite a popular productivity hack. It's quarterly planning, but at the end of each quarter, like you set yourself yearly goals and then try and do them in a quarter, which is 12 weeks. So I know that the business quarter has already ended, but I don't do business quarters. I try and like take longer breaks. So I usually only do 3 a year. And this year I've been doing Spanish. So this week I'm going to try and read half of this book here, which is Don Quixote, but for children. So I've already started it, hence the post-it note, but this is sort of what it looks like. So I want to read half of this. I need to read half of 100 Years of Solitude as well, in English, luckily, and a couple other things as well. So got my work cut out for me, and one of my friends got me this for my birthday. Actually, I can show you my birthday gifts. One of my friends got me this, which is a little phone charm, or AirPod charm, and another friend got me this absolutely gorgeous gemstone tree, which is hanging out in my living room. And I believe it's a different gemstone for every chakra, and it's kind of cycles round. So, yeah. And my sister got me this blanket down here. And my mum and my sister actually got me this onesie as well. which has fallen off the sofa for Christmas. Lots of blankets. This is the corner of blankets, as you can see. But yes, so I'm going to bed because I have to go for a run tomorrow before work, which means I have to wake up at 6:30. It's already 11. Like, things are getting desperate over here. I might push my alarm to 6:45. But it's going to be a wonderful week. The running is another quarterly goal, in case I wasn't clear about that. But yes, it's going to be a wonderful and very productive week, I hope. And I will see you again when I next film, which might or might not be tomorrow, depending on how much stitching I do. So I have been shopping on eBay. I found this lovely, lovely Dimensions kit listed without a designer and without a title, because they had cut away obviously the packaging and just left the cover image, which is delicious and gorgeous all by itself. But they showed the thread organizers, and I knew it was a Dimensions kit just from the thread organizers. So yeah, I bought it for a reasonable price. I mean, it was €40 including postage and packaging, so roughly $40. But still, I think it's just a gorgeous design. I love it. I love the fact that the tiger doesn't look weird, which is a problem with a lot of tigers I've found in cross stitch. There's a fox. The zebra is the cutest thing ever with the little bird perched on it. And I think it will go really nicely with my orcas, because then I have the Upworld and the SeaWorld as well. And I love this eagle just like, I'm out. I'm done with this. Whatever you did to the world, put it back. And the polar bear looking very majestic. For those of you who might want to stitch this, it's called Universal Unity and the number is 3822. But it is kind of hard to find. I mean, not hard to find, but expensive to find. I think it's roughly $100 to $120 in the American eBay. So I'm feeling very, very lucky to have it in my hands right now. I'm not going to start it today because I have more than 20 whips. I actually span the wheel and I got watchful eyes, which I'll show you in a minute because I wasn't sure what to stitch on. But yeah, this is it. So for those of you who don't remember, and it has been a long time since I worked on it, this is the piece Watchful Eyes. It is a tapestry piece, not a cross stitch. I think it says up there, needlepoint. And I started this, I think, when I was going in for surgery and I couldn't count. I'm not entirely a big fan of tapestry. So this is all the bits I haven't done. And at the top there, you can see the bits that I have. Because it's the Dimensions kit, this tapestry piece has a lot of 6 strands, 5 strands, 4 strands, and blends up in here. You can see there's a blend right there, which obviously probably makes it harder, but I'm determined to finish it, so one day I will, I suppose. It seems to take a long time. There's also a lot of backstitch in this piece. I think you can tell in the image here where the eyelashes are. Sorry, my hands are shaking a little bit today. Which is why the paper is vibrating a little bit. It's very cold in my apartment. So I'm just going to continue working my way down from top to bottom with this piece. It's very monotonous, or not monotonous, it's very monochrome, so it is a little monotonous. But it is also a beautiful image, so when it's done, it should be wonderful if I ever finish it. But I've done a very small amount, so the wheel said I should stitch it, so I will put it on the frame, or on the Lowry stand, and then I will start stitching. The only thing I remember about this piece is that it's a basket weave, so if I turn it around, you can see all of the back is so pretty. I think especially here where there's like one color for a few bits, you can see it kind of makes a square in the stitches, which is super cute, even on the back. So if I can remember how to do that, that would be fantastic. But all right, let's get set up and let's get stitching. Alright, so it is the 1st of May, which means I am going to put this project away and get started on my mania plans, which I will share in another video. But I just wanted to show you that I did add, I think, 3 strands to this piece. And I also started colouring in the parts where I've done it, because again, it's kind of hard to tell when you're working on it because of the printed fabric which parts you've actually done. And I found 3 or 4 very small parts, like up here and up here, where I had missed a colour or like not noticed that I hadn't done a colour. But I don't think it's looking too bad. I think the greys look really cute and really real, blended together in that way. I think once I have the eyes, like once I'm about here, once I've done way more work on it, it will really start to pop. But it's hard because, yeah, like you can see really like this isn't done at all. So up to here is the completion line. But it's not very fun to work on. I don't know why. I think it's the 6 strands actually. It's not the fabric. I expected it to be the fabric, but the fabric is fine. It's the working with 6 strands at a time that's driving me, that's meaning I have less joy from it, I think. And also it's not a chart in the same way that we would be used to. I think that's also a big problem. I don't know why, but I much prefer squares. This wishy-washiness is driving me mad. Anyway, it's been a pleasure sharing my month with you. I hope that I continue to vlog in May. I should do. I'm back, and I hope you guys have had a really great April, and I look forward to seeing your comments or likes or videos. I watch a lot of Flosstube still. But yeah, it's been really great catching up, and I hope you're all very well. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.